A violent storm battered the remote island, its winds howling through empty streets and rain lashing against the jagged cliffs. Aston, Ish, and Lou arrived under a sky fractured by lightning, the air thick with anticipation and dread. The island seemed deserted, save for the distant echo of thunder and the uneasy silence that followed each crash. Locals whispered of shadows, moving just beyond the reach of lantern light, and the sense of being watched grew with every passing moment. What had drawn them here, to this forsaken place, remained shrouded in darkness, waiting to be revealed. Beneath the windswept cliffs and tangled forests of the island lies a history few dare to speak of. Decades ago, a clandestine laboratory operated in the shadows, its purpose hidden from the outside world. Whispered accounts tell of scientists driven by obsession, experimenting with a virus said to possess the power to reanimate dead tissue. Official records have vanished, and those who once worked there have disappeared without a trace. Even now, the island seems to hold its breath, as if remembering the horrors that once unfolded behind locked doors, raising the question, what, if anything, was truly left behind? Aston and Lou stepped cautiously through ankle-deep water, their flashlights cutting narrow beams through the darkness. The once bustling research facility now lies in ruin, its corridors warped by moisture and time. Each footstep echoes against peeling walls, amplifying the oppressive silence that fills the air. Occasionally, a distant, unnatural sound reverberates from the depths, something neither mechanical nor animal. As they press on, they find scattered notes, overturned equipment, and personal belongings abandoned in haste, all pointing to a sudden and unexplainable disappearance. But the deeper they venture, the more it feels as though something is watching from the shadows, waiting for them to draw closer. As the investigators moved cautiously through the crumbling corridors, a chilling silence hung in the air. Suddenly, from the shadows, figures emerged, gaunt, shuffling, yet disturbingly focused. Their eyes, clouded and unblinking, betrayed no trace of humanity. These were not mere victims, but the living proof of the failed experiments, now condemned to wander the ruins. Each step the creatures took seemed to echo a warning, suggesting that whatever force had animated them was far from finished. In the dim glow of malfunctioning monitors, Aston and Lou sift through the chaos left behind in the control room. Scattered across the consoles are fragmented logs, messages abruptly cut off, as if their authors were interrupted mid-sentence. Security footage flickers with haunting images, scientists barricading doors, frantic voices echoing through the speakers, pleading for help that never arrived. Among the debris, they uncover evidence of last-ditch efforts to contain something unseen, a silent terror spreading through the facility. Yet, as they piece together the desperate narrative, one question remains. What exactly broke free that night, and where did it go? As the storm reached its peak, the harbor's ancient barriers crumbled beneath the relentless assault of wind and waves. Several small boats, once tethered safely, now drifted aimlessly into the churning darkness. Panic set in among the survivors as they realized the horrifying implications. If the undead found their way onto these vessels, nothing would prevent them from reaching the mainland. The possibility of the infection spreading beyond the island was no longer a distant nightmare, but an imminent threat. In the chaos, one question echoed through the storm. Had the world already lost its final line of defense? Aston's voice trembles as he recounts the events of that night. He describes the relentless howl of the wind, punctuated by sharp, unnatural noises echoing through the empty halls. The lights flickered violently, casting distorted shadows that seemed to shift and writhe along the walls. Through the rain-streaked windows, Aston caught fleeting glimpses of figures, too tall, too still, lurking just beyond the edge of the darkness. As the storm intensified, so did the suffocating sense that something was watching, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal itself. In the dim, flickering frames of recovered laboratory footage, scientists can be seen working through the night, their faces drawn and eyes hollow with exhaustion. Police reports corroborate these final days, documenting desperate attempts to contain the spreading virus as protocols unravel and panic takes hold. The videos capture whispered arguments, trembling hands, and the growing sense that something unseen is closing in. Equipment malfunctions, alarms blare, and the once sterile halls echo with hurried footsteps and muffled cries. Yet, amidst the chaos, one question remains. What exactly did they unleash? And why did none of them ever make it out? In the quiet hours of the night, Aston and Lou began to notice unsettling changes within their home. Doors creaked open without warning, defying the logic of old hinges and faulty latches. Icy drafts swept through rooms that should have been sealed tight, leaving a chill that lingered long after. Most disturbing of all was the persistent sensation of unseen eyes, watching from the darkness just beyond the reach of the hallway light. As the phenomena grew more frequent, the boundary between rational explanation and something far more sinister began to dissolve, leaving them to question what truly lurked within their walls. A sudden flash of lightning illuminated the shoreline, casting grotesque shadows as dozens of figures lurched from the darkness. The rain hammered the docks, but Aston and Lou could see the truth. An ever-growing horde of the dead was converging, drawn by some primal instinct toward the boats. Panic clawed at their throats as they understood the stakes. If even a single vessel slipped away, the infection would spread beyond the island's borders. Time seemed to slow, every heartbeat echoing the urgency of their mission. In that moment, the storm was no longer their enemy. It was the only thing masking the horror that threatened to consume everything. Would they be fast enough, or had the tide already turned? The wind howls, tearing through the darkness as rain lashes against the fragile hulls. Shadows writhe on the water, their shapes multiplying, relentless and silent. Aston stands at the edge, his hands trembling, forced to decide between salvation and sacrifice. The voices of the lost echo across the waves, urging him toward a choice that could doom them all. As the storm swallows the horizon and the horde closes in, the world holds its breath, waiting for a decision that may never come.